What if I told you this? That the greatest strength in your life doesn't come from your body, your money, or even your circumstances. It comes from the way you think. Every thought you have builds or destroys your reality. Every emotion you choose becomes the foundation of your future. And every day, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, you are programming your mind, either for weakness or for strength. So let me ask you this. What are you feeding your mind with? Because here's the truth. You cannot live a positive life with a negative mind. You cannot find peace if you constantly expect war inside yourself. Most people spend their lives reacting to what happens to them. Complaining, worrying, feeling angry or defeated, without realizing that they are the ones giving power to those feelings. You see, life doesn't respond to your complaints. It responds to your energy. When you expect failure, failure comes. When you expect to win, you find ways to win. Norman Vincent Peale once said, "Change your thoughts, and you change your world." And he was right. If you want to start feeling happy, you must first decide that you want to be happy. It starts with a choice. Because your emotions follow your thoughts, and your life follows your emotions. So start with one simple act. When you wake up tomorrow morning, before you pick up your phone, before you think about yesterday's problems, stop, breathe, and tell yourself, today I choose to see the good. Today I choose to be grateful. Today I choose to be strong. At first it might feel fake. It might feel forced, but you have to train your mind like a muscle. You don't go to the gym once and expect to be strong forever. You train, you repeat, you grow. The same goes for your mindset. So when negativity tries to take over, when your brain whispers, "This day is gonna suck," or "I can't do this," catch it, interrupt it, replace it. Tell yourself, "No, this moment is mine. I decide how it feels." Because positivity isn't pretending everything's perfect. It's choosing to focus on what's good even when everything isn't. Look around you right now. There are miracles happening all around you. The sun rises without asking for permission. The birds sing without worrying who's listening. Even your heart, it beats thousands of times a day without you commanding it to. That's life reminding you. There's beauty everywhere if you open your eyes. But most of us are too distracted to see it. Too busy comparing, complaining, scrolling, chasing things that don't even matter. We forget the truth. Happiness doesn't come from what we have. It comes from what we focus on. So if you want peace, clear your mind. Take 15 minutes a day to disconnect from chaos. Turn off the noise, put your phone away, close your eyes, and imagine a place of peace. Maybe it's a beach you once stood on. Maybe it's a forest, quiet and green. Maybe it's just the sound of your own breath. Feel the sun on your face. Hear the sound of the wind. Let your mind rest there. Because peace is not something you find outside. It's something you create inside. And when you do that every single day, you begin to notice the difference. You worry less. You sleep better. You start to feel lighter. Because your mind isn't carrying the weight of every little problem anymore. Most people waste so much of their lives fuming and fretting about things they can't control. Other people, the past, the weather, what someone said online. But anxiety lives in that space. It grows where your control ends. So shrink that circle. Focus only on what you can control. Your actions, your effort, your response. That's where your power lives. Every time your mind says, "What if this goes wrong?" answer it with, "What if it goes right?" That's the art of positive living. It's not naive, it's powerful. It's not ignorance, it's intelligence. Because the person who controls their thoughts controls their life. Let me tell you a story. There was a man once who was always worried. He worried about money, health, time, failure, everything. One day his doctor told him, "Your worry is killing you faster than any disease." So he decided to change. Every night before bed, he imagined his worries flowing out of his body like water pouring from a glass. At first, he didn't believe it would work, but after a few weeks, his sleep improved. His chest pains stopped. His mind grew quiet. Why? Because he learned the power of letting go. He replaced worry with hope, and hope rebuilt his life. So tonight, when your mind races, don't fight your thoughts. Just breathe and say to yourself, "I release what I can't control. I trust life to guide me." Because when you live in faith instead of fear, your life transforms. You begin to expect the best and you attract it. That's not magic, that's mindset. Remember this, your life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. Every challenge, every delay, every heartbreak, they're not punishments, they're lessons. They're shaping you into the person you were meant to become. So start expecting the best, start believing in the best, and life will meet you there. Because the power of positive living is not about ignoring the storm, it's about learning how to dance in the rain. This is part 1, the mind that builds you. In the next part, we'll go deeper into how to turn your thoughts into action and your positivity into power. Until then, stay strong, stay grateful, and remember, living positive is not weakness, it's strength. Because positive living is power. In part 1, we talked about the power of your thoughts. How every emotion, every belief builds your life from the inside out. But now let's go one step further. Because positive living isn't just about thinking, it's about doing. There's a huge difference between wishing for a better life and creating one. And the bridge between those two worlds is action fueled by positive belief. You see, positive thinking alone won't move mountains, but it gives you the strength to pick up the shovel and start digging. Every day you're faced with choices. You can choose fear or faith, doubt or determination, complaining or creating. And that choice, repeated thousands of times, becomes your destiny. So let me ask you right now, when was the last time you believed in yourself so deeply that failure didn't scare you anymore? When was the last time you looked at a challenge and said, "This is not happening to me. It's happening for me"? Because that mindset, that quiet, unshakable confidence, is what separates those who dream from those who build. Positive living is power because it trains your mind to see opportunity where others see disaster. When something goes wrong, the average person says, "Oh, why me?" But the strong mind says, "What can I learn from this?" Every setback carries a message. Every pain has a lesson hidden inside it. And every single time you choose to stay calm, focused, and grateful, you are rewriting your future. That's what makes you powerful. Now, let's talk about something real. Anxiety, the silent killer of dreams. People waste so much time worrying about things that don't even exist yet. You play out imaginary failures in your mind. You suffer twice. Once in thought, once in reality. But what if you flip the script? What if instead of imagining everything that could go wrong, you started imagining everything that could go right? What if you visualized yourself succeeding? Feeling the peace, the confidence, the gratitude, as if it were already real? That's not delusion, that's creation. Because the brain doesn't know the difference between what's imagined and what's real. What you repeatedly focus on, your brain starts to accept as truth. That's why visualization works. That's why belief shapes destiny. So take 10 minutes every day, close your eyes and see it. See yourself walking into the job you want. See yourself rebuilding your health. See yourself surrounded by peace, love, and abundance. Feel it. Because once you've felt success in your mind, your heart will start chasing it in reality. That's what Norman Vincent Peale meant when he said, Change your thoughts, and you change your world. It's not magic, it's psychology. Your thoughts determine your emotions. Your emotions drive your actions, and your actions shape your results. But let's be honest. Positivity is easy when life is easy. The real test is when life breaks you, when you lose your job, when you get betrayed, when you fail again and again. That's when the fake positivity fades and true strength begins. Because real positivity doesn't ignore pain. It faces it with courage. So when you're down, remember this. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt. The struggle you're facing right now, it's not punishment. It's preparation. You're being shaped into someone who can handle the life you've been praying for. But that only happens if you keep showing up. With faith, with effort, with a positive attitude even when everything looks dark. Because darkness isn't the end. It's the place where stars are born. When life hits you hard, don't retreat. Return to your goals. Get back to work. Get back to discipline. Go back to the gym. Call your friends. Listen to music that lifts you up. Do the small things that remind you you're still alive, still fighting, still here. The key is not to let your mind dwell in the pain for too long, because pain is a visitor, not a home. It's meant to pass through, not to stay forever. And here's the truth. Your comeback always starts the moment you decide not to give up. Sometimes positivity looks quiet. It's the calm voice in your head that says, I'll try again tomorrow. It's the small act of kindness when you're hurting. It's the simple decision to smile, even when no one's watching. Those are the moments that shape your soul. That's where true power is born. So stop waiting for the perfect conditions to feel good. Start creating them right now. Start by saying something kind to yourself. I am capable. I am growing. I am enough. Because you are. You always were. And the moment you start living with that belief, you start to see life differently. The same problems don't look as big anymore. The same storms don't shake you like before. Because your roots, your mindset have your mindset have grown stronger. That's what positive living does. It doesn't change the world around you instantly. It changes you. And once you change, the world can't help but follow. This is part 2, turning positivity into power. In the final chapter, we'll go even deeper into mastering your mind during adversity and how to transform positivity into an unstoppable force of resilience, faith, and growth. Because positive living is not about pretending. It's about becoming. Every person watching this has been through something. Pain, loss, fear, moments that almost broke you, but didn't, and you might not realize it yet. But those moments built you. They forged something inside you that comfort never could. Strength. See, positivity is not smiling while everything burns. It's the fire inside that refuses to die. It's the belief that no matter what happens, you will rise again. Stronger, wiser, more unstoppable than before. Because the truth is this. Life will test you. It will break you down to your knees. And then it will whisper, "Now who are you without the mask?" That's when you decide. That's when positivity becomes power. When the world says give up, you say watch me. When the odds say it's impossible, you whisper I'll find a way. And when fear says, you can't handle this, you look it dead in the eye and say, "Oh, I already have." And what's, that's positive living, like not fantasy, not denial, but courage. Courage to keep going when nothing makes sense. Courage to choose light when darkness feels easier. I know some of you right now are tired. Tired of pretending you're okay. Tired of fighting battles no one sees. Tired of trying to stay positive when life keeps knocking you down. But hear me. You are not weak for feeling that way. You're human. and humans fall. But the difference between those who stay down and those who rise is this one simple choice: never surrender your mind. Because when your mind breaks, everything else follows. But when your mind stands firm, even your broken heart will find a reason to heal. So when life hits hard, do this: pause, breathe. Remind yourself that this storm will pass. You've survived 100% of your worst days, and that means you're undefeated. Write that down. Undefeated. Because every scar on your soul is proof that you didn't quit. Every tear you cried was water for your growth. Every night you thought would destroy you was actually preparing you for your dawn. The darkness didn't end you. It introduced you to the strongest version of yourself. Norman Vincent Peale once wrote, "There is no difficulty that enough love and faith cannot conquer." And that's the secret, isn't it? Faith. Not blind belief, but the decision to trust that somehow, someway, your story still matters. Because it does. You have a purpose. You have a reason to be here. And your light, even if it's small right now, can spark hope in someone else. That's why you can't give up. That's why positivity is power. Because every time you choose faith over fear, you don't just heal yourself, you help the world heal too. So from now on, live with intention. Wake up every morning and say, "I'm grateful for this breath. I'm grateful for this chance, and I will not waste it." Don't let your circumstances define you. Let your response define you. Be the person who walks into the storm with a calm heart, who turns pain into wisdom, failure into growth, and fear into fuel. That's the real victory. That's the real freedom. Because when you control your thoughts, you control your peace. And when you control your peace, you control your destiny. So stop waiting for happiness to find you. Create it. Stop waiting for life to get easier. Get stronger. Stop wishing things were different. Start changing them. You were never meant to live small. You were meant to live powerful. And that power is already inside you, in your mindset, in your gratitude, in your belief. Positive living is not just an idea. It's a lifestyle. It's a decision you make every single day to think better, to feel deeper, to act stronger, to love harder. And when you do that, life begins to open. Opportunities come, people are drawn to you, peace follows you, because positivity creates energy, and energy shapes the world. So stand tall, hold your head high, and remember this: you are not broken, you are becoming. You are not lost, you are being guided, and no matter what life throws at you, you have the strength to rise, the heart to heal, and the power to shine, because you are living proof that positivity is not weakness. It's the ultimate power. This was Positive Living is Power, Part 3. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs hope today. Subscribe, stay inspired, and remember, no matter where you are, keep your mind strong, your heart open, and your spirit positive, because that's where real power begins.